On this edition of the Sports Desk, find out which girls volleyball team outlasted all the others in the playoffs. Plus, the Saxons and the Bishop Montgomery Knights playing their first round playoff game. Can they hold off their opponents? And the South Spartan football team has something to prove in this postseason. All of this and a whole lot more, so Sports Desk fans get fired up because it starts right now. Hey Sports Desk fans, just catching a little bit of college football here at National Sports Grill in Torrance. This is one of the premier places to catch any kind of sport. And what are you going to be doing over the Thanksgiving holiday besides eating turkey? You're probably going to be watching a little bit of college football or NFL football, and this is one of the places you can do it. We're going to be bringing you some of the best places in the city to be catching the college football games and NFL football games besides from your couch. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about prep sports. Got all the great things going on in prep sports, namely CIF football. And let's go ahead and talk about the best team with the best record this season, the South Spartans. Josh Waybright's squad is lighting up the scoreboard in just about every game that they've played this season. And Karen Bright was at their first round playoff game, and she brings you the highlights.
In the first round of CIF playoff action, the number 2 seed South Spartans match up against the 5-5 Santa Paula Cardinals on home field. South has the better record, but Santa Paula's size and speed poses a legitimate threat to the Pioneer League champions. The Spartan strategy?
Do work, get it done.
Santa Paula with the ball first, and the Spartan defense gets it done, containing the Cardinals to only 3 downs in their first possession. On the field, Kevin McMahon jumpstarts his offense and sends Keith Masucci downfield for the 30-yard pickup. McMahon sticks with what works and hits Masucci again, who gets the block and is tripped up at the 18 for a 28-yard gain. Playoff jitters start to set in for South, but there always seems to be a green jersey in the right place at the right time. Spartans in the red zone fumble. O-lineman Reed Thill recovers it and takes it to the 6. McMahon fires one in to Ryan Doby for the score, 7-0 South. But this is playoff football, and the Cardinals hammer it right back down the field. Cardinal QB Cameron Klein hits wide receiver Stephen Core. He takes off, and South can't catch him. He runs it 47 yards all the way, game tied at 7.
They're here for a reason. You know, they're going to make some plays. I think our kids have been great all year. That's been a big theme for us. Just move on to the next play. You know, whether it's good or bad, who cares? We can worry about it later. Just move on to the next play. I think our kids do a good job of that.
The Spartan squad was stunned, but the D held strong and poured on the pressure to stabilize the team. In the second quarter, the O-line clears a hole for Eric Capacchione. He runs right through Santa Paula, 47 yards. All alone, he takes it to the greenhouse. 14-7 South.
The offensive line was just opening huge holes. Like I told them, like I could drive a car through it. Like it was basically all the O-line.
My team really picks up the line, and they know what we do and how much work we put into it.
Cale Dester recovers a fumble deep in Santa Paula territory, and here come the Spartans. Tyler Glandorf takes it all the way, almost makes the end zone, but it's taken down at the 4. Eric Capacchione follows it and crashes into the end zone for another score for South. Sack machine Brent Malone wants in on the action. He makes his 17th sack of the season, and he tells us how he gets it done.
Ball snap, just intensity, just focusing on the quarterback. I'm going to get to him, do my best, do something good for the team.
That brings up 4th and 15 for Santa Paula. They punt to Dylan Tobin, and he takes it all the way down to the 13. Running back Dylan Redondo follows that. He slips through the tackle for the score. South goes up 28-7 and takes it to the half. In the third, Spartan ball, but it slips out. Cardinals recover it on the 45. But the Santa Paula drive doesn't take off due to the intensity of the Spartan pressure. Eric Capicchione is on fire this next drive. He makes the sack, stops the drive, and forces a Cardinal field goal. Spartans have the ball and take it downfield. Eric Capicchione steamrolls it into the end zone.
Pride in the short yardage run, so, I just really wanted to get in.
The extra point is no good, but don't worry. In the fourth quarter, Dylan Redondo takes it in for the last score of the game. South wins 41-10 and advance to round 2, where they'll again have home field advantage and face Morro Bay.
Reporting for the Sports Desk, I'm Karen Bright.
Thanks to Karen Bright for those highlights. South trumped Santa Paula 41-10. Kevin McMahon, pretty good in the air, a total of 86 yards. Eric Capicchione, strong game, had a sack on the defensive side. South will host Morro Bay, the Los Padres League's number 2 seed, and they beat Mary Starr from the Delray League 28-0 to come to this game against South. We'll of course have highlights for you. Coming up after the break, check out a few of the moves that sparked the Bishop Montgomery Knights in their first round playoff game.
I'm a big believer in the power of we. We can tackle the tough challenges we face and build community through service and volunteering. It's time for you to raise your hand. Go to serve.gov and get involved in something you believe in. How will you raise your hand when they call your name? Are you with me? We weren't born to fight.
There's a movement afoot. Arthritis is America's most common cause of disability. Walking just 30 minutes a day can ease joint pain, improve mobility, and stop the progression of the disease. Start moving now to prevent and control arthritis. And let's move together to raise funds for a cure. Join the movement and participate in the arthritis walk in your area. Log on to letsmovetogether.org and start moving today.
So obviously part of the National Sports Grill experience is being waited on by lovely waitresses like Priscilla. Priscilla, how are you today?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing great. Just love watching college football. You guys have such good food, and I love eating here too. You said you're from Torrance. Where did you go to high school around here?
Yeah, West Torrance. Warriors!
Hey, very exciting. I love hearing about people who still have school spirit. I still have school spirit from my high school, believe it or not, and for college teams. So what is your favorite thing about working here?
My favorite thing about working here is probably it's a very fun, family-orientated during the day. You come watch any football game, any sport. We have a million TVs, so there's every game on. It's a fun place just to come and eat some food and just have fun with the family.
Hey, I'm still here at National Sports Grill, and I ran into a few Torrance residents. Joe Chacon and his son, you're here watching football. How are you today?
Fine, yourself?
I'm doing well. What game are you here to watch?
Stick around until 5 o'clock to watch the SC game.
So obviously you're going for SC. How do you feel about their whole season? And it means so much, right?
Not really. Probation. So we'll wait for a couple years and we'll get back into it.
Well, I got to tell you, it's obviously the Cal-Stanford game is probably the biggest and most exciting game in the Pac-10 right now. Have you been watching any of it?
Just got here. Nope.
All right. Well, where do you live in Torrance, Joe?
Right there next to West High.
Hey, go Warriors. They didn't have such a great football season, but you're also over there next to Bishop Montgomery, right?
Yes.
Do you ever drive by and see the bright lights and want to roll in?
I see them, hear them from my house, yes.
That's very exciting. And the Bishop Montgomery Knights have plenty of reason to be cheering this season. They went undefeated in the Delray League for the first time since the early 80s. That's right, a new coach and a new way of thinking all about football. Let's go ahead and take a look at their first round highlights. The Bishop Montgomery Knights are hosting the Templeton Eagles, and the Knights star running back Nolan Plummer is following his blockers all the way to the house. Nice work there by tight end Neil Sisson. Plummer gets 6, and the extra point by kicker Jonathan Kim is good. The Knights are up 7-0 in this first round game. We're now in the second quarter. The Knights are driving in Eagles territory. Knights quarterback Mark Nguyen takes the snap, fires off a nice pass to Pierre Wise, gets a first down. Wise would have a total of 177 yards. Next play, and the Knights are still working their running game against the Eagles, and that would be Nolan Plummer, who would get a total of 162 yards in the first half alone, goes down in the red zone. And they switch it up a bit. It's Evan Budrovich, tight end, goes up the gut for the Knights touchdown. We go late in the second quarter. The Knights are down 15-14. It's a second down and long situation. QB Mark Nguyen airs one out to Pierre Wise for a touchdown. Fantastic job. PAT was good. They are up 21-15. The second half proved to be much harder on the Bishop Montgomery Knights defense as they had a hard time stopping star running back from Templeton, Tyler Gray. They would lose the game 43-33. Try as they might, and B-Monty sure did try against the Templeton Eagles, but they would end up falling 43-33 for the final score. Nolan Plummer, though, had a standout game with 33 carries and 220 yards and 2 touchdowns. Pierre Wise had a total of 177 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Mark Nguyen, the quarterback, improved his gameplay from this start of the season. Congratulations to the Bishop Montgomery Knights, though, for a standout season and for winning the Delray League. And we move from one prep football highlight to another, the North Saxons. They got second in Pioneer League. Let's go ahead and take a look at their second half highlights from their first round playoff game. As North Torrance hosts Santa Ynez in the first round of the playoffs, their focus in the second half would have to be defense, but there are some great highlights, so let's take a look. We go deep into the third quarter, where it's Ryan McDaniel with his 1-yard touchdown run. Saxons will go up 13-7. Next play, 2-point conversion. It is Jonathan Garcia on a quarterback keeper, up by a touchdown. Garcia would have a total of 114 yards in this game. North Torrance's lead would not last long, because in the fourth quarter, Santa Ynez scored 1 touchdown, then another touchdown. This one here by running back Cole Hollingsworth. He had a total of 20 carries. And on this one, bringing the score over North 21-14. Coach Croce's squad had a hard time keeping Santa Ynez out of their territory, losing this first round playoff game, but knowing that they had a great season coming in number 2 in the Pioneer League and a great future ahead of them. North's defense just couldn't hold off Santa Ynez. They fell 28-14. Daniel Smith had 55 yards, and Ryan McDaniel was held to only 42 yards for the entire game. And quarterback Jonathan Garcia threw for 114 yards and 3 interceptions. The North Saxons, though, had a pretty good season, coming in second place in Pioneer League. That improved upon from last year, and good luck next season. The Pack Lutheran girls volleyball team is still hot. Check them out as they represent COT in the playoffs after this. So I'm here at Lazy Dog Cafe, another great place to catch the Trojans. I mean, come on, really? What about the Bruins?
No, Trojans.
Fight on. And I'm here with one of Lazy Dog's regulars. You're here watching the Trojan game, but you also like coming here to watch other sports and eat great food, right?
Absolutely, it's the best. I love Lazy Dog.
I bet you do. What do you think is the busiest day and the best day to come and catch any particular sport?
Monday.
Monday Night Football, that's right. And also, it's great here and great specials and whatnot, and great food on Sunday. Do you ever come here during the day?
We probably come here about 4 or 5 times a week. So, yes, we love Lazy Dog.
That is one dedicated fan. And you know, some other dedicated fans were at the Pack Lutheran game. This team has been setting a blaze all year long. Let's go ahead and watch the highlights, brought to you by Ghazal Hassan.
We're here at the Wilson Park Sports Center for the CIF Southern Section 5A girls volleyball semifinal between Pacific Lutheran and San Gabriel. Last year, the Stingrays of Pacific Lutheran were the CIF Southern Section champions. They'll attempt to defend the title against San Gabriel, the Eagles. Go to the Wilson Center Sports Complex. A packed house for this one, as you can tell by the stands. We'll jump right to the fourth game. The Stingrays take the first and third ones 25-9 and 25-22, and the Eagles win the second one in a 24-26 tiebreaker. Carly Reitman and Tyler Patillo go up high, and they bring the Stingrays back. They were trailing. Now it'll be Cynthia Roca's turn on this one as she drops it down. Stingrays to within one, 15-16. San Gabriel leading now 21-19. The Stingrays trying to get back into it, but it's the Eagles with the score. Melissa Elenis on that one. And they'll lead 22-19 in Game 4, down 2-1 in the match. Game point here, 2-1 the Stingrays lead. It'll be San Gabriel with a Game 4 decision. They'll win it 25-19. 2-2, we go to a fifth game, play to 15. Stingray crowd behind them, they were great all evening. We go to Game 5, 14-12, San Gabriel leads. Stingrays closest to the camera. Pacific Lutheran on defense against San Gabriel. The Eagles trying to put it up, but here's Cynthia Roca, and she'll draw Pacific Lutheran to within 14-13. She's so excited, and she just can't hide it. Pacific Lutheran looking for the tie here, and they'll get it as this one will go into the net, and it's 14 apiece, side out. Pacific Lutheran. 14-14, trying to take the lead are the Stingrays, and they'll get it. 15-14, that's match point for Pacific Lutheran. Serving for the match, Bridget Kielhack. It's long and it's tied at 15. You have to win by 2 in Game 5, so the service goes over to San Gabriel. They'll win the first point as Alyssa Chang puts it down, 16-15 Eagles. Crowd still behind the Stingrays. Here's Kielhack again, and they won't be able to return this one. Pacific Lutheran knots it up at 16. Side out Stingrays, now they get to serve. Taylor Patillo with the serve. It's deep and volleyed up by San Gabriel, and again it's Alyssa Chang who puts it down. Match point for the Eagles. Here's the final point. It goes to San Gabriel Academy. They are the winners in the CIF Southern Section Division 5A Girls Volleyball Semifinal. Some thoughts from the Stingrays after the game.
More proud than I am right now. It's nice to get a win, and you can see by the anguish on the girls' faces that was their goal. They won CIF last year in rather surprising fashion, and we've had a target on our back all year long to get back there again. So that makes this a little bit tougher. But I'm very proud of the way they bonded all year long. That's most special to me. It blesses me.
To have all those people, that over 100 or 200 people out there cheering for us, supporting us, and loving us and wanting us to get this far, really helps us, and just makes me really happy.
Our friendship, the way we talk to each other, our communication, the way everything is, we have such a great bond. That's the main thing that helped us, our bond.
We want to win and stuff, but we want to build the relationship together more than anything, and I think that we succeeded in doing that this season.
A successful season for a special group of ladies. Reporting for the Sports Desk, Ghazal Hassan.
Thanks to Ghazal Hassan for that report. Congratulations to the Lady Stingrays for making it this far yet again. Bridget Kielhack, 13 kills and 4 aces. Taylor Patillo lighting it up again, 6 kills and 4 aces. And Chrissy Hessing and Cynthia Rocha both made big impacts on the court as well as the stat board. Coming up after the break, meet a few of the North football seniors who made an impact on the field and in the locker room.
Dinner makes a difference. Learn more at CasaFamilyDay.org.
What are you doing, dear?
My finances. Every week I divide my allowance. Some to spend, some to charity. But the first thing I do is set aside 10% to save for my future.
That's awfully grown up. Did you learn that in school?
No, Dad taught me. He said if you want something tomorrow, you have to save today. Dad's saving for retirement. I'm saving for a new bike.
Choose to save. To learn how to get started, get your free Power to Choose brochure.
He's a smart man, your father.
Alzheimer's disease, if left unchecked, will strike millions, including baby boomers, their children, and grandchildren in the coming years. As a scientist studying Alzheimer's disease for the American Health Assistance Foundation, I'm well aware that continued research is our only hope for finding a cure. Call 1-800-437-2423 or visit ahaf.org for free publications on Alzheimer's. Learn what you can do to help battle this deadly disease.
So here at Lazy Dog Cafe, you can get almost anything. And I met Douglas, who's a server here. Douglas, what is the best thing on the menu?
I like the pot roast. Pot roast is really good, really tender.
You can get pot roast, pizza, great sandwiches, but most importantly, because we're the sports desk, we want to know all about your best days to catch any particular sport. Football, actually.
Football, Sundays are great for football, for NFL. We do a happy hour in the bar, and we have the NFL package, so see any game you'd like.
Are you a Raider fan?
I'm not. No, I'm a Rams fan.
Oh, very nice. I had not asked him that question. I was halfway expecting you to say that you're a Raider fan, and I was going to say, I'm sorry, but they're actually doing pretty decent this season.
They're actually doing pretty well.
Now, you went to West High School, is that right?
That's correct.
And were you an athlete?
I was. I played baseball there for 2 years.
Okay. So what was it like your senior year, knowing that was going to be your last time to play?
It's depressing. I still play on Sundays, though, so, you know, it's nice being on a team and still doing the thing with the guys on Sundays, playing baseball.
Where do you play?
I play at Scrock League in Scrock. It's in Torrance as well.
Okay, see? All the Torrance connections. So Sunday is the best day to get happy hour specials, but you can also come here with your family, right? Tell me a little bit about your menu and maybe what to expect on a Sunday afternoon. Is it rowdy, or is it just a good place where you can maybe sit in the dining room and catch a game?
Oh, it's a good balance. You can kind of get whatever you want here at Lazy Dog. You know, you can come out on the patio with your dog. You can, you got a bar area that's, you know, good for sports, and then if you want something more mellow, you have the dining room area as well. So, you know, you kind of get a little bit of anything you want here. It's what you're expecting, what you want.
Hey, man, that's great. And so we were talking about you being a senior and knowing it was going to be your last hurrah. Mm-hmm. Was there anything in particular you remember maybe in your last game?
I wish I did. Anything in particular? No, not anything in particular. No, I just remember, you know, it was sad. You know, it goes by quick. So high schoolers out there, enjoy it while it lasts, because you're going to look back on it and wish you still had it.
That's right, and actually that's a really good point. Thanks. It's a perfect segue because the North High Saxons had a very successful year. As you know, they got second in Pioneer League. They had a couple seniors on their team that really pulled the team together. Let's go ahead and meet them as Phil Stafford introduces you.
From the start, the 2010 football season at North High was scripted to accentuate one dynamic player. As it turns out, it was a season of exceeding that expectation, and instead showcasing not just a powerful running back, but an exceptional passing game as well. Led by seniors Jonathan Garcia and Michael Thompson, the Saxons' passing offense exploded onto the field this fall, and it was as much of a surprise for the players involved as it was for the opposing coaches who watched in bewilderment.
Coming into the season, I didn't think I'd be that go-to guy because we have another great receiver, Daniel Smith. It was just a competition between me and him, and we had to battle it out all through summer, and I had to earn Jonathan's trust, and Jonathan got that trust in me and started throwing to me more.
I kind of saw that he was pretty quick on his routes and everything, so I knew he was more reliable because he was always getting open the whole time. So I knew I can rely on him, and I got other good receivers too, but I just found him open most of the time.
For both players, the success of their chemistry came as somewhat of a shock. They had been teammates on the defensive side of the ball the year prior, with Thompson at corner and Garcia at linebacker. Then came the call from Coach Croce that they would both be on starting offense their senior year.
Kind of already thought, since I'm the oldest player playing on it right here, and I was captain last year, and I knew I had to step up just to help out my team.
I was happy. Playing any position on the team made me happy. You know, as long as I could help the team in any positive way, it was a good thing for me.
The incredible tandem has been a crutch for North in its playbook most of the season. In fact, the two hooked up for 5 touchdowns in the first 8 weeks. and their leadership inside the huddle couldn't have come at a better time.
John's the leader. John's the guy. He's the one that everybody looks to, and as far as being composed and defense, offense, the whole thing, you know, he go out there for the coin toss. The guy's in charge. So John's the man. Mike, he's stepped up big time as well for us. He's a guy who's very emotional, very excitable player, but the kids look to him as well, and he gets guys going and gets them excited during the game.
In the first month and a half of the regular season, Thompson raked in 28 receptions for well over 600 yards, and that wasn't even his self-declared claim to fame.
I'd probably say like kick return or punt return, because that's like my time to shine, and I get the ball as everybody's watching. I got to do what I got to do.
Thompson's running skills led him to 3 additional dances in the end zone and 144 yards on the ground by the month of November. And Garcia was carrying his load as well, completing 50% of his passes for over 1,000 yards, including 8 touchdowns by the time the Saxons faced their rivals South High. Even for Coach Croce, that was a joyful astonishment.
Looking back, it would have been nice to have him play as a junior and a sophomore and a freshman the whole time as a quarterback, but you know, we'll take what we can get, and he's had a great season.
As the football season draws to a close, Mike Thompson and Jonathan Garcia have a decision to make, along with every other senior on the North High football team. Will they play ball in college? That is a decision that for both remains up in the air, but Coach Croce says it's their team leadership and their ability to motivate their teammates that'll keep these two seniors in the successful spotlight as they move through the confines of North High School. Reporting for the Sports Desk, I'm Phil Stafford.
Thanks out to Phil Stafford for letting us in on a few of the North Saxon secrets. And congratulations to Michael Thompson and Jonathan Garcia for a great senior season. Your unofficial regular season stats shows Michael Thompson with a total of 717 yards, and Jonathan Garcia threw for over 1,200 yards and 9 touchdowns. Congratulations and good luck on your future success. And now is the time of the show that you let us know something we don't. Give us a call, 310-618-5762. You can always email us with show ideas at thesportsdesk@TorranceCA.Gov. And if you think that there's a fall athlete that deserves recognition, please let us know in the Sports Desk, and we will introduce the rest of the viewers to them. You can always watch our shows online at TorranceCA.Gov, and all of the shows from this year are on YouTube. And that about wraps it up for this edition of the Sports Desk. Be sure to check out Lazy Dog Cafe and National Sports Grill for your viewing pleasure. And for all of us here at City Cable, happy Thanksgiving. I'm going to go have some dinner.